right. I am doing a live YouTube. I just reversed that. YouTube Live. Which I'm not used to. I don't do this. And I'm using OBS, which I usually use offline. Technically, it's for online. But I wanted to nerd out today, so I'm going to see if anybody just randomly comes in here. And then we can talk about some nerdy stuff. I'm actually going to bring this over here. And so if anybody wants to enter in and ask me any random questions, I am here. Otherwise, I kind of wanted to talk about the future of this channel and go from there and see what happens. And what I'm really excited about when it comes to these cameras. So, yeah. Maybe I'll just wait a few little odd seconds and see if we have anything that comes in here. Sweet. Yes. First on. Awesome. Yes. I am going to be doing some real big improv. I am not a live person. If you watched Ordinary Filmmaker last week, I was a guest on there. And it's easy to be a guest on someone else's channel than it is to host live on your own. And so I figured doing YouTube for the last 6-7 years, and more seriously, more the last 3.5-4 years, I figured I better get used to doing more live stuff. So I just kind of wanted to get on here. And if you have any questions at all and want to ask me live, and obviously, if you've been following me, it's Canon. I'm just a Canon person. And a Mac. I mean, I used to be PC, and now I'm Mac. So I was actually getting some B footage for my upcoming review video, and I was using the Canon right here. So if you saw the video, you know it. But the Canon speed booster with the Mamiya glass on here, getting that medium format look, and getting that as B footage looks so cinematic. I love it. Yes. Hey, Magnus, what is up? Nice to see you on here too. So, you've got an echo right now. Oh, that is really good. Crap. Let me see. Appreciate the feedback. No pun intended. Let me see if I can fix that. Okay. Do I still have the feedback right now? Oh, mainstream. Maybe you're right. Big like. Thank you. Is the echo gone or is the echo still there? I'm going to tell you how I can stare at you too while I look at and read your stuff. Is there an echo still? There's silence. You're right there. Yes, you do. Oh, crap. Maybe it is. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. Let's do audio. It might be coming out of my TV. All right. I'm just going to try to play it that way. Still echo. How about right now? Is the echo gone? Did I do it? Or did I just fail completely on that one? Echo. Nothing. I'm going to put my headset on, maybe monitor real quick. This is me getting the kinks out because I don't live stream a whole lot. My kids are in the other room, so told them to shut it. Said, Daddy's on a live stream. You need to be quiet. All right. Echoes. Seriously. All right. Give me a second here. Go in. It's probably OBS. Okay. How is that it? I think I did it. I muted another channel. I'm hoping this is it. And then we can just nerd out and talk. Was that it? Please tell me it was it. Echo's gone. I think I saw 2 channels going. I'm assuming you may have a browser. Okay, wait, did I do it? It's good? We're good? Okay. Sweet. Fixed. OBS. It just does that kind of stuff for you. Awesome. Appreciate it. So we can finally get to what matters, and that is the nerd stuff. So I kind of wanted to hear what you all have to say too, because a lot of you, if not most of you, are Canon people just like me. And you know, I don't want to go over it way too much, but I have been doing Canon since, I'm blanking, what's the 1981 camera? Wow. Yeah, blanking. Anyways, DSLR days. I'm having a senior moment here in my mid 40s. But started out that, and then went into video in the mid 2000s with the XHA1 camcorder, which honestly is pretty amazing, and then moved into the T2i, and then into 6D, then EOS R, and then we go on. Now I'm the R5 II, and I am loving it. And like I was saying, I was getting some B footage for my upcoming video, and I kind of wanted something that was going to look a little bit less digital. So I did the Mamiya adapter with the Kippen right here. So I have the Mamiya glass, getting that medium format look on here, and it just, the flare, it's just so awesome because everybody has the clinical look right now. It looks too perfect, and it does look good. But when you can kind of give that more cinematic look with these vintage lenses and with this adapter, it is fun. So I kind of just wanted to go on here, any questions you have, by the way, feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to try to answer them. Kind of the future of my channel too. Been thinking about it a lot lately. YouTube is tough, especially if you have a full-time job. And my full-time job is real estate photography, then real estate, then YouTube. So YouTube is the second or third dairy, if you call it that. It's not primary for me. Agnes, yep. 60, yeah, 60 was awesome. That was my first full frame digital camera, and I loved it. It was awesome. And so I did label this A.D.D. because I do have A.D.D. And so I am kind of all over the place, but I figured that's the right place to be, is on YouTube for that. So I kind of have my notepad here of things if I think about them, I'm just going to write them down. But I'm wondering, looking at the algorithm, looking at everything with YouTube, in what direction do I want to go in with this channel, and what direction did the algorithm tell me I should continue to go in? And I have kind of playing around with it. Since this isn't my primary job, I'm not relying on this for income. It is like a glorified hobby for me. That's enjoyable. I really do like it. A.D.D. people can relate. And so for me, I think I really need to focus more on the video and the photography, and specifically with lenses and cameras. And that's kind of the route that I'm going to go more on. I'm going to supplement things here and there. I have a lighting review coming up with June. I've done one already. There's more. It's probably the best lighting system that I've used so far. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, I'm just reading the comments. Obviously, filmed video, my channel talking about filming. Yeah, that's good. Yes, no, did I install Magic Lantern in my 6D? I installed it in, I love these questions, by the way, because it just brings back good memories. I installed it in my T2i, and I don't think you could even brick it because you could do everything you wanted in that. 6D, I don't remember if I did. I might have played around a little bit with the 6D with Magic Lantern, but for what I was shooting with, I felt like it was good enough for me. The T2i was definitely a gateway drug into wanting more cinematic features, and the fact that a APS-C beginner camera that costs, I think, around $650 to $700 got you into the door was awesome. I like to think that Magic Lantern is what motivated and inspired Canon to finally get cinema features, especially the waveform now finally that we have in these newer cameras like the R5 II, into those where we've got the hybrid. And you know, this is a topic I wanted to talk about a little bit, and that is kind of what kind of camera system do you want to build out? I probably will do a separate video on this, but in a nutshell, I want to encourage anybody that watches this channel. I mean, whether you're shooting Canon or you're shooting Sony or Nikon or whoever, you honestly probably just want to stay in your lane, stay with it, perfect what you know of that camera. The only time I tell you to jump ship with something, and here we'll use a different example real quick, computers. So if a computer is not serving the purpose right, if it is giving you glitches, it's not easy, and I'm going to tell you, for me, if you haven't known already, it was PC. When I switched to Mac, I don't think I can ever go back to PC. I will never go back to PC again. They have failed me. Mac is amazing. So I was fully vested. I built PCs for fun all the time. I spent thousands of dollars building them. But the moment I went to a Mac, I could care less about building a PC again. It just works. And that's how exactly a camera system should work for you too. So if you are already getting that in Sony, if you're already getting that in Canon, stay there. Just build out your lenses, your bodies will change, and just focus on that and focus on getting better with it. The R6 Mark II you just got. Sorry, this is my A.D.D. I'm reading the comments. By the way, here, I will read the rest of it right now. And I can't get to edit RAW. Oh, through the Canon software. Are you shooting the 6K RAW in the Atomos Ninja V? Is that what you're doing? Because when I had the R6 II, I did have issues editing. Could not do it in DaVinci Resolve because it doesn't do that codec. Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, let's see here. For someone who bought their first frame mirrorless camera, what should be their first purchase? Oh, okay. Well, if it's a full frame and you only have money for one purchase, let's just say the R8, for example. It's that and the EOS R. If you get the EOS R going in used, those are the entryway into the full frame. If you are a hobbyist and you just want to get a good lens, I would adapt EF lenses, and I would even look third party. Tamron and Sigma. So the Tamron G2 series, the 24 to 70 and the 70 to 200 are really good, or the Sigma Art. But I'd probably go with the 24 to 70 right away. You can't go wrong. If you have the money, if you want to stick with Canon, then I would say probably the 24 to 70 EF if you're on a budget, because you can find those used. Otherwise, I have to look around here. I do have the 24 to 70 2.8 right here, and I ended up selling my G2 Tamron after purchasing this because I'm like, it couldn't compete. The contrast, the picture, the detail, everything about it, it's just good. But you pay for that. It's over $2,000. I think I paid $2,200 at the time. I don't know if it's on sale or anything. I think you can get it refurbished for maybe $2,000 now. Or you can get used for maybe $1,800. That would be a route to go. But that 24 to 70 on a full frame is, in my opinion, the best route to go. You can even do portraiture. I've done portraiture at 70 millimeters at 2.8 business headshots. And a lot of the times you're stopping down anyways for those headshots, so it's not bad. And then I also have the 14 to 35. This actually lives on my R5 too, and it lived on my R6 too when I had it. This one is the F4. Right now, I haven't set it yet, but it's always on me. My Canon R7 is the camera that's looking at me right now, and the 15 to 35 RF 2.8 is on that, and I think I'm at about 20, 22 millimeters, somewhere in there. And that's, got the compression you expect to get from there. So I would say ultra wide, the 14 to 35 is great if you're looking for, I only bought the 15 to 35 2.8 because it was the only one that was ultra wide at the time, and I'm an architectural photographer, so I need that wide angle. People have asked me, do you want the 10 to 20 millimeter f4, which is quite pricey, and I don't. I don't need 10 millimeters. 12 wouldn't be bad, but that 14 to 35 is key, especially if you're going exterior on homes or you want to get detail shots. I love going in past 24 millimeters and even up to 35 millimeters. And what I was going to say is, before I go on any more tangents, because it's A.D.D. land, I do have the R7 too, the 15 to 35, and I haven't done a review on this yet. Sorry, I had some food before this. But I have the Elgato prompter, if I pronounce that correct. The prompter is looking at me right now too. And so I can look at this, and unlike most prompters where you're actually reading a script, which you can on this, and I have, I'm actually putting my screen right here so I can read your comments and look right at you at the same time. So it's not as awkward. I'm not doing this all the time. I might do this if I'm going to go look at, something over there. But yeah, that is, let's see here. And just see, I don't even know how many people, see the problem is the screen is super small. So I'm not 100% sure of, who's all in the chat, how many of you are in the chat or not. But is lower than the recommended. Open a widget. Oh, hopefully I don't look too bad in this. I am streaming on fiber right now, so I have 1,000 down and 1,000 up in my internet. I did do a video on that when I dumped Spectrum. It was pretty funny. But again, this is kind of a trial and error if this is working well or not. So you guys be kind, leave some advice. What other lenses would I recommend? For the longest time, I did not own a 70 to 200 because I'm an architectural photographer. I do real estate. And so 15 to 35, 16 to 35, and 24 to 70 pretty much hit everything I needed. But when I did my first 70 to 200 not too long ago, I was like, man, that is a beautiful, beautiful lens. And that was the G2 by Tamron. And so then, hold on one second. So then I decided, you know what, I wanted something smaller, lighter, and the F4 was okay. And I'm just gonna take the hood off here. And I mean, to give you an idea, this is 70 to 200, and this is 24 to 70. Now, here, let me get the hood off of this too. This has dust on it. I haven't used this in a few weeks. So, but look at that size difference. That is huge. I mean, literally, this is huge compared to the 70 to 200. Now, fully extended out, that is that, and then fully extended out. Here we go. They're not that much different. And the circumference is, 82 millimeter top, and this is a 77 millimeter. So it is a smaller thread. It is a lot lighter. And if you're going from the Tamron 70 to 200, it actually is quite short. It's more like a 180 or 170, somewhere in there, where you're legitimately getting a longer focal length. And for some odd reason, the 2.8 of the G2 and the 4 of here, this was brighter. So the glass that Canon uses, buy nice or buy twice, there's something to be said about buying inside the ecosystem. And I know Canon is expensive, but here I'm kind of making my little, it's not a graveyard over there, it's just it's a showroom. Canon is expensive, but it is worth it. And I did make a video a couple of years ago that said I don't remember what it was, don't buy Canon RF. I made a mistake, something like that. And that was pretty much how I transitioned from EF to RF. I did it too fast. I would have been fine using a lot of my EF-L series glass and transitioning slowly, but I ended up selling that stuff out fast, and I probably lost money. I probably didn't need to sell some of it because I don't use some of those focal lengths right now as much. And I kind of wanted to be like, hey, look, you can save a lot more money by going in the route of just doing EF for a while. I'm actually looking at a few lenses. Probably won't buy them, at least right now. But I'm looking at a few EF lenses that I would be willing to buy, some primes, just because they are so much cheaper. Now I have, do I have it right here? Oh, here we go. This is the 50 millimeter, the 1.4. This thing is awesome. Now, I have never owned an L series 50 millimeter before. I didn't own the 1.2 EF version, so I had no experience outside of the nifty 50 1.8. I didn't even own the 1.4 non-L of the EF. And so going from what I'm used to, even the 50 millimeter focal length of the 24 to 70, and looking at this is the sharpest, nicest lens I've ever used. And it made me rethink a lot of stuff about prime lenses. I really think that I need to invest in more of these. So it is kind of hard to look at EF lenses when these are, looking at, as I pop that off. By the way, it popped off because I have the magnetic adapter here for ND filters, which, here, let me write that down. I'm gonna talk about something with ND filters in just a moment too. NDs. All right, well, let me write that down so I do not forget. I'm a writer in the sense that I'm gonna forget stuff. So let's see here. By the way, I am reading this off the Elgato prompter. It is smaller, I am older, and I have to squint a little bit. So the only thing keeping me away from the RF is the fact that the adapter in using is one of, oh, that's funny you said that. I didn't read your comment before. Yes. Oh my gosh, what a great transition. I can't believe you asked that question. You would think like we orchestrated this. Okay. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna hold on to that thought right now, Magnus. I'm gonna tackle that. This is going to go in a different direction of the conversation, and so we'll probably have to come back to whatever I was talking about. ADD, you remember ADD? So that actually is the reason why I was looking at EF glass, is because I I own an adapter, the EF to RF adapter. I own a couple of them, and I own a speed booster for the R7, the Viltrox, before they got discontinued. And they're great, but I don't own a ND filter, variable ND adapter, which honestly almost gives you film-like ability, especially with the R5 II, put it on there, or even, I mean, if you have the R5C, you put it on there and you put some EF glass, and you never have to worry about changing out your NDs anymore, which, you know, even the magnetic ones become a pain because you might smudge them, you might change it up. So that is a reason why I kind of been looking for those lenses. My goal, personally, things change and I might change my mind, but as of right now, I'm thinking in the next couple of months, I will probably pull the trigger on the C80. One, it's full frame. Two, you got the variable, well, it's not necessarily variable because it's not a gradual transition, but you have the internal ND filters up to 10 stops, I believe. The mini XLRs, which is nice. Oh, again, hold on a second. Everything's Frankenstein over here. So I've got a monitor attached to this, yeah. But I have the Tascam XLR 2D that goes to the digital hot shoe of the R7, goes to the R6 II. It also goes to the R5 II, the R5C, the R3. It goes to many of the modern Canon cameras. And so you actually then have the opportunity with the R5C, or I'm sorry, I think the C maybe, but the R5 II, you get the 24 bits of channel, and you do everything hard here. Nothing is right inside of the camera anymore, which I like, and I love having the XLR. This is the SMB, the SM7B by Shure that I'm using right now. I also have the, what is it? The Sennheiser MKH416 when I'm down in my studio doing some of those talking heads. And I love controlling it this way, not having to sync anything in post. So having the mini XLRs onto the C80, having the ND filters, having 6K RAW up to 30 if I'm gonna do thinking real estate. If I'm gonna do external recording, I don't like using the Atomos Ninja, but in a pinch, I would use it for the 60 frames per second if I had to, but honestly, I'm probably not gonna need it anyways for 6K. 4K, I can do that internally. So it's not a big deal. Let me read. I might have to bring this over to the screen. I didn't realize how small it was going to be. I have the R6 II right now. Oh, and the R8. Well, I posted my... Yeah. Okay. Yes, R6 III I think is going to be released probably, I think in a month or two it's going to be announced. Maybe May even, which is right around the corner, right? Oh, you mean the R5 II. Okay. You're going to put it towards the R5 II? So posted my R8 onto market. Okay. I love the R5 II, if that's what we're going to talk about. It is, I didn't think I wanted, as a real estate photographer, I don't need anything beyond 20 megapixels, and I downsample it to 10 megapixels anyways. I thought 45 is stupid. I'm not going to need it. And I absolutely enjoy shooting 45 megapixels. I've actually cleaned up images. I've zoomed in. I've done more detail shots in some of my marketing because of the 45 megapixels. And even downsampling, I use D&G converter with Adobe. Downsampling a 45 megapixels, it does take some horsepower in your computer, but downsampling it to a 10 megapixel, it still is sharper than a 24 downsampled to a 10 megapixel D&G file and then editing. And I don't understand the technology behind that, but visually my clients have noticed, and it has helped my images because my clients do not need 45 megapixels. They need stuff for social media. So the 10 megapixels is even more than enough, but at least it gives leverage if we need to do some cropping in post. Let's see if I missed anything. Is there an absolute must-get RF lens that the EF can't come close to? Ooh. This is when it comes to your pocketbook. I don't even know why I say that. It's like an old person says pocketbook. I guess I'm an old person. Your wallet, money, the gold under your bed. I don't know. But oh my gosh, this 24-70 2.8, I hate to say it because it doesn't make any sense. It is so boring. I wish it was something spicier, but it is amazing. Like, I don't want the 28-70 2.0 for two reasons. One, it is way heavy from what everybody has told me. Two, having IS is pretty nice, especially if I go into the C80. C80 doesn't have IBIS, which I don't want IBIS in a cinema camera, but I do want a lens that does have IS in it. And so this, I mean, if you had to start today, it would be, if weight wasn't a problem, the 24-105 2.8. I still don't think I want that either, because for photography, I could pop this on, and for video, I can pop this on, and it looks really good. But 24-70, it is boring. It is the most versatile first lens you'll get, but it is boring as you know what. Gosh, it's tough because I don't think EF might come close to this, but you know what? The EF doesn't have IS either. So if you do the EF Mark II 24-70 L series Canon lens, that doesn't have IS. There is a 24-70 f4 with IS, but again, and I just saw it today. I was just surfing the internet because I like to buy things. That was probably around $500. So if somebody really wants an EF and they don't care, and f4 is good enough for them, for $500 you can get a used 24-70 f4 L series lens, which is good. If f4 is the way you're looking, then I would get the 24-105 f4 lens. You can go EF Mark II, or you can go RF. I owned the first version of the EF, and that was a really good one. I enjoyed it. I'm trying to think. The RF is super sharp, though. I mean, I've compared the EF version 1 with the RF, and hands down. And that one is here, and it's pretty compact. So if we're going to look at, I'm getting turned around here. Okay, so the 24-70, and here is the 24-105. And so the 24-105 f4 is so small. If you want to be in video, f4 actually is pretty common when it comes to cinema. A lot of people don't stop down any further than f4, f5.6 a lot of the times. Again, I am a hybrid shooter. I am doing photography and videography. I'm not doing anything extreme outside of YouTube. Wow, I said that really weird. YouTube, like I have a weird accent. I am from Wisconsin. So I think the 24-105 would suffice, by the way. I do have links below, I believe. You can look those up, affiliate links. I like the 24-105, and it is super light, unlike the 24-105 2.8. That one is heavy. It's funny that this has a lock on it, because it doesn't go anywhere anyways, even without the lock on. Let's see. The image stabilization is good on this, even with cameras that have IBIS, so you don't have that wobbliness at 24 millimeters. It's not until you get to the 14-35, 15-35, and the 10-20 is where you're going to get that wobble again. And I would say you go into something like the C80 or any other cinema camera that doesn't have IBIS, you're going to have good image stabilization on that wide end anyways. So A.D.D, right? That's what I got. I would say the best route, if you're on a budget, you want versatility, you want good images, and you're just getting into the full frame Canon realm, the 24 to 105 is actually pretty good. If you can afford, and you can pick that up for like $1,000. Sounds like a lot, but for what you're getting, it's good. If you're willing to spend a little bit more money, close to the 1,800 to 2,000 used, then the 24 to 70 is good. And if you really want to save money, have awesome images, and most people aren't even going to notice a difference, then I would get an EF L series lens in that realm, and you'll like that too. So if you're just trying to get your feet wet into full frame, then look at the EF Canon L series lenses, or if you're Sony or anybody else, look at theirs, or even the third parties out there. So that would be my advice. Let's see here. I don't think I have any more questions on that. So what else do I want to nerd out about? If you guys have questions, seriously, I'm willing. I got to check the time though. No, I'm good. I've got a little bit of time. But if you're watching this video after it's already been done, leave a comment below. Let me know if I didn't give anybody warning, so nobody knew I was actually doing this video. Let me know if I should do more of these live feeds, and maybe I can create more of a theme so you can think of your questions ahead of time, and I can prepare. I'll be better without an echo in the beginning. Let's see. So this is kind of my breakdown. I wanted to talk about this too, and this is the route I want to go with my business with cameras, and it makes more sense for me because I have a lot of you need free software. Video software, like for video editing. Is that what you're asking? I'm waiting. Tell me, is that what you want? I'm not Santa, but is that what you want? You need free software. Because I got it for you. I can tell you where to go. If you're talking about video, well, there's a ton of free software, so I'll just tell you. If you're talking about video editing software, then DaVinci Resolve has a free version. The Studio is the one that costs money. It is $299 or $295. Sometimes it goes on sale, not that often, but $295, and you own that license for life. Windows Phone. You're editing, oh, wait. Oh, Photos. Okay, Windows, Photos, got it. Free. So there is a Photoshop version, and I'm not really good at editing in Photoshop, but there is a free version called GIMP. It's open source. It's GIMP. So if you go to the GIMP, let me go look it up real quick. And let me know if you've heard of it. So GIMP is open source. GIMP photo editing, GIMP software. I guess GIMP.com gets you there, but you should just Google it and then it'll pull it up. It's a freeware. It should handle raw photos. Now, you can always convert Canon. So if you go to Adobe DNG Converter, it's free. So Adobe DNG Converter has all the latest RAW codecs. And if you go in there and take your raw photos, you can export them from the Canon RAW to DNG. And DNG is read by every single person. So check that out. So GIMP is good. You could do, it's like Photoshop though. So it's not like Lightroom, where Lightroom is really easy to use. The other one that I have used, let's see if I can actually get my screen down. I still pay for Lightroom. It's the only Adobe product, Lightroom and Photoshop. And I would have dumped it, but I've tried other ones, and the $120 a year has been worth it for me because Photoshop is just so easy to use. Photoshop isn't always that easy to use. Lightroom is easy to use. Photoshop is easier to use now, especially with the AI features. It's really crazy. I'll look at Topaz. I know nothing about Topaz. That just popped up on my screen too, so I don't know anything about Topaz. Yeah, so for photo, check out GIMP, download it. It's free. It's an open source. It operates like an older version of what Photoshop is now. But it has layers, and if you're familiar with Photoshop, you can edit that way, and it does do the raw. You can also do Adobe DNG converter. I use it every day. I convert it all. I'll send it to my editor so I compress them. You can keep them lossless, so the files are still huge. Oops, dropped something. To be live. It's lossless, or you can go by megapixels. So if it's 45 megapixels, you can actually compress it to a DNG raw of 12 megapixels. And that's what I do a lot of the times, 12, 10 megapixels down there. And then that might make your life a little bit easier. But I am more than happy to answer questions as they come down the pike here. So I wanted to tell you kind of the route I'm looking. I love my R5 II. I love my R7. I do kind of miss that I don't have full frame looking at me, because I do like the compression of full frame. Instead of 24 millimeters, I would do 35 millimeter focal length instead. So I'm thinking I will pick up a C80 this year, just because I have the variable NDs. You're welcome. The variable NDs in there, so I can change them up as I go for filming. I can also do a lot more testing with lenses that are going to be more equal, because right now, if I'm testing a lens and it has a different thread, I'm using a different ND filter. Even if it's from the same company, there might be skewed, it might be skewed in the testing is what I'm trying to say. And so if you have the exact same NDs that are internal, on the exact same body, and that lens is just being swapped with another lens, and you're doing the comparison that way, it's more equal and fair to the testing of that lens. And that's another reason why I'm looking at doing the C80, and obviously with the RF mount. Now I can also do EF mount on there, and then I don't have to change out NDs as well. I do like the idea, to go back a little bit, I do like the idea of getting a EF to RF ND adapter. And going back, again, there's a few in my head. I thought of the 85 1.2. I don't want the 50 1.2 because I have the 50 1.4, but I don't have an 85 millimeter. So the 1.2 sounds good. You can get it for about $700-800 right now, used. I've even thought of going 24 to 70 Tamron again, just so I have that range if I need to do some footage on the go and I want the internal ND on my R5 II. So there's that option. What else? So that's kind of it. I was thinking, so R5 II, C80, and possibly by the end of the year, R5C, possibly get rid of my R7. I do like the R7, but I might get rid of it unless, or if the R7 II comes out and that is more cinematic anyways, I'm not against the APS-C Super 35 look anyways, especially for here in studio. So I might go that route. All right, I do not want to bore you guys if you guys or girls don't have any more questions. I don't want to keep you too much. I'm going to see if I can see if there's anything else on here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, maybe I will wrap it up. I've been on here for a little bit. Time does fly when you're improvising like I am. So if you guys, I'll give you a few more seconds, minutes, whatever, if I don't hear anything. Otherwise, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll leave you with this question, and I expect something in not just this chat, but if you're watching this after the video has been done, I do hope that you can leave a comment below and tell me what you enjoy the most on this channel, because I really do want to help everybody out in doing what you want and not just what I want. I obviously am excited about all these things, but I need to hone it down a little bit. And so, yeah, that'd be good. Oh, you like my video sense of humor. Ah, thank you. It's pretty dry. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. It is nice. I attract who I attract. It is my personality. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I've been around too long to fake it. I don't want to fake it. I'm just gonna make it. That didn't make any sense at all, but you know what I mean. So, yeah, this has been fun. I need to plan this out so people can be prepared to come onto the live stream and ask me questions, and we can have more engagement. So I'll be sure to have more of that. But yeah, let me know if any of you have any more questions. Otherwise, I'm going to end this in just a few seconds. Going once, going twice. I got a lot more to talk about. You know I can do it. All right, I am going to cut it off right now.